Imagine this. Two men, their life's work seemingly done. A knight and a priest step out of this tiny stone cell, where, as the text says, the quill had finally met the parchment. A single candle behind them dies out, but as they look up, their eyes catch this huge, mysterious light high up in the cathedral arches. Come with me on this journey as we follow them up on a climb towards a pretty profound and maybe even unsettling truth. So our story kicks off here, in the shadows of this massive cathedral. But the call they feel, it's not coming from any scripture. It's the strange blue light, a shimmer that the story says did not belong to the world of men. This isn't a call to prayer as they know it. It's this pull towards something way older than any church, a quest that starts from a silence that suddenly feels, well, full of possibilities. And these are our two guys. You've got the knight, a man of action who's now just looking for one single meaningful deed to define his whole life. And then there's the priest, a man of words, who spent, get this, 40 years preaching a faith he never really felt. And now he wants to build a belief system that actually feels real. You can tell they're both driven by this deep, empty space they're just desperate to fill. And this line, this is where everything changes for them. It's that classic existential dread, isn't it? The fear that there's just nothing out there. But right here, the knight, the man who's supposed to be all about certainty, realizes that the terrifying divine silence they've been living with, it isn't a sign of absence. The void itself might just hold the answer they've been searching for. So, they realize we can't do this here anymore, not within these familiar stone walls. The meeting place, that sacred spot where people might connect with something divine, it's not a church anymore. It's not an institution. It's become the journey itself. It's a climb up a freezing cold tower stair, getting further and further away from everything they've ever known. So they start the climb. But this journey isn't just about getting higher off the ground. As they go up, they're actually forced to go deeper into themselves, to confront all their past mistakes and failures. This is what the story calls their inverted journey. To go up, they realize they have to first go down. Let's just look at what exactly they're leaving behind on this climb. First up is the muscle memory of faith, rituals you do without any real feeling behind them. Then there's the arithmetic of grief, which is that very human thing we do, trying to measure and control our sadness. But most importantly, their whole idea of time just flips. It's not about how long you live anymore, it's about how deeply you pay attention. And this is the central paradox, right? This inverted journey. It's a really powerful idea you see in a lot of philosophies, that real growth means you have to face your own flaws. To reach some higher truth, they have to first wade through the darkest parts of their own souls. The physical climb is forcing a spiritual reckoning. And right in the middle of all this, weighed down by his armor and what the source calls his sophisticated doubt, the knight asks a question I think we've all asked at some point. Does the universe even notice us? Is all this struggle, this search for meaning, actually being seen by the very thing we're looking for? It's just a moment of profound human vulnerability. The priest's answer here is, wow, it's kind of chilling, but also comforting in a way. The truth they're climbing towards isn't blind. It's this all-seeing presence that looks right past every performance, every lie we tell ourselves, every single curtain we try to pull to hide who we really are. There's just no hiding on this journey. Okay, let's get to the top. After this grueling climb, they finally open a hatch and step out onto this platform at the very edge of the world. And here, they finally come face to face with the goal of their entire quest. And there it is, the Great Star. But what is it? Well, it's a state of unconditional presence. Think about that for a second. It's not a judging God. It's not a benevolent king. It simply is. It's shining with this fierce light, but it's a light that doesn't burn you or punish you. It just illuminates. It just reveals what's there. And this quote from the knight just nails it. This man of action, of definitions, is completely speechless. His entire vocabulary, his whole way of understanding the world is totally useless here. It's that feeling we all get when an experience is just too big for words. Our old labels just don't work anymore. And for the priest, it's this mind-blowing moment. He realizes that the divine silence he wrestled with for decades, it wasn't absence at all. It was a presence so immense, so constant and overwhelming that to his human ears, it just registered as silence.
The roar was there the whole time. He just couldn't hear it.
And then, the star speaks. But it doesn't offer some nice, easy answers or gentle comfort. Oh no, instead it delivers this sermon of radical, difficult clarity about the real nature of reality, morality, and even the self. The priest, he falls back on his old programming. He asks the one question that's at the heart of his entire former faith. He presents their rot, all their failures, their sins, their hidden darkness, and he asks for a verdict. He's expecting judgment because that's the only system he's ever known. And the star's reply just completely shatters his worldview. It doesn't judge, it simply illuminates. Now, let's unpack that because it's a huge deal. Judgment gives you a label. You're good, you're bad, and then it's kind of over. But pure presence, being truly and completely seen for exactly who and what you are, that's a much harder, more profound experience. It demands honesty constantly. So let's run through the core ideas of this sermon. First, light is impartial. It shines on everyone, no matter if they're good or bad. Second, a meaningful act isn't some trophy you win, it's just the direction you're facing. Third, real nobility isn't about what you do in public, it's what you do when you think no one is watching. And finally, that ignoble knowledge, those heavy secret truths you carry around, that's become your actual religion, the one you truly live by. So, all this new knowledge, it builds to the story's central challenge. This truth, this light, it's not entirely a gift. It's also a burden, something the story calls the blight of revelation. Now, why a blight? Well, because seeing things with absolute, total clarity can be a painful, even a destructive experience. The star completely flips the script on what their rot even means. It's not about being evil. It's about being so sincere in what you believe that you forget to ever question it. It's a failure of honest self-reflection. I mean, think about how relevant that is today. The danger of any unexamined belief system, no matter how sincere you are about it. So you can see how these two ideas connect, right? The silence of heaven they felt for so long was just the prelude, the quiet before the storm. The main event is the blight of revelation, the arrival of a truth so powerful that it just tears down everything you thought you knew. And this is the final challenge from the star, the mic drop moment. It has done its part. It has lit up everything. The room is now fully illuminated. There are no more shadows to hide in. So the only thing that matters now is choice. Now that you've seen the truth, now that you know better, what are you going to do about it? And that brings us to the final act. Their big encounter is over. They've received this incredible, difficult revelation. Now they have to choose their new paths and start the journey back down into the world, totally changed by what they saw. And they choose two very different paths. The priest decides to turn outward. He chooses a path of compassion, to go back to the world and share this new belief that every single life is sacred. The knight, though, he turns inward. He chooses a path of radical self-honesty to continue this journey of looking at himself with unflinching clarity. They turn away from the pinnacle without saying a big goodbye because, hey, something that is always present doesn't need one. And as they start to descend, the world they're returning to is already changing. This final, really mysterious image suggests that something new and almost mythic, this emerald light, is being born from their journey. Their climb didn't just change them, it's starting to change the whole world, which leaves us with the big question. What kind of world are they going to find waiting for them at the bottom of those stairs?